I'm just recording them. All right, so Nick, we've been working but for an hour, so we're just gonna, I just turned on the recording since you didn't come on yet, so just so you can see where we are. Okay, so Nick, you'll just have to read what's happening before this. We're in the middle or toward the end of the interacting with text section, and we just workshopped the front end of that. Okay. Okay. All right. So so practice, and then teacher gives instructions for presentations. So I'm going to let you write this out. I don't know how you want to do it. So when I've seen it done before, it hasn't been the way I just described. It's just everybody stands up at their desk, like against the wall, and they stand up in order and they read it out loud. Mm-hmm. But you can add some theater to it. Okay.
Or have every student just go to the front of the class, maybe just go one by one.
Mm-hmm. Like if the group goes to the front, or you can have them line up so that in order of speakers and the other people are behind. You see what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
The first person acts it out, and then the second person continue, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. You write the instructions right here, however you want it. It can just be simple. I don't need it to be super theatrical.
Dr. Gassmer, so I just realized when you were explaining like where we were, you can't see it because you're not sharing it. So I don't think that would help.
Oh, well, duh. Thank you. Okay. Am I sharing the wrong screen?
No, it looks
that's it.
Okay. All right, Nick. Thanks, Adam. Okay, so Nick, we are at the end of interacting with text. Okay, so first you want to have them practice it, whatever it is that you do. Okay, and then here you're going to write down the instructions for the presentation, and then the students are going to present, and then let's hold on to your question here. Okay, so these are different questions from the questions that are in the focus questions. You see, these are like more summative analysis, so let's hang on to these.
okay.
So you see what you have right here? When did they write it?
Yeah, those are more like historian questions. Just those were just added on.
They're good.
Yeah.
Overarching questions: do they believe the documents support the claim that JFK was an advocate for civil rights? This is nice. So let's hang on. I'm just going to cut it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to paste it. Something happened. I'm just going to paste it here, just so we have it. We don't lose it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The other thing that you could do is, instead of having them present to the whole class, you can put them in the 4 groups and have them do their monologues for one another.
Oh, okay.
That would be fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or what, I mean, I get what you're saying about putting them in their group that they work with, you mean?
No, so you have 4 documents, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting 1 document.
So you're pretty much saying like a round robin of like splitting them into different groups with different documents and having them do it that way.
Yeah, that's one way of doing the presentation.
Okay, gotcha.
So after they, by the way, I think that this is part of the closure. So we're going to move this down. I'm going to move the bringing history to life down here. Wow, my mouse is really out to lunch. Insert row above. Because you see, like, this is like a summation, right? So they've done all of the schema building that they need, and now they get to innovate a little bit. So this is schema building. It's also text representation. Okay. So you guys have to fill this in.
Okay.
I feel like one of your instructions for the presentation should be include this, okay, as you view the presentation, look how to answer our essential question. So look for evidence that will help you.
So essentially, like if a student's giving a presentation on John Lewis, then that's obviously going to be persuasive for the student to say, well, he wasn't an advocate because John Lewis, this actor is saying that he wasn't and he's disagreeing. So then they take notes to answer that essential question. Okay.
You like that?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay, so after each presentation, take this note that's on the side here and create like some reflection questions. So like person A presents, everybody takes notes on that, including the speaker, right? So now they're doing like an integrative analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before they were just reading the text and trying to understand it. Now they have to analyze it and they have to evaluate it.
I see.
Right? Okay, and then the second person goes, this might be a 2-day lesson plan now that we're continuing. Then the second person talks and then they have 3 minutes or whatever to take notes, and then fourth and then fifth, and then now you're ready. For the discussion at the end. Yeah?
Yeah.
Knowing what your job was.
I would like everyone to write a response individually on whether they believe JFK was an advocate for civil rights. Okay, how about something like this? Imagine that you are a historian living in the period and that you have reviewed these 4 documents. Would you, something like, write a statement about whether you believe JFK, you know? So not just them today, but imagine that you're living in that time and maybe you're the reporter now, or something like that. Or maybe that, okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think of an occasion for the students to use kind of formal language to explain their point of view.
Maybe have them write, like be a journalist and have them write a newspaper article, like you said.
Or a paragraph, or maybe they're writing a letter to the editor. Do they even know what a letter to the editor is? Does that even exist anymore?
I don't know, but that's something you would definitely have to teach, embed.
But I do like the idea because on one hand, you have one scenario where they are being interviewed and portraying that individual, and now you're flipping it. So they have a different perspective on the matter and they're looking at it from like a new lens. So I think that's very helpful for that activity and that scenario.
Okay, I think it's good. The other thing they could do is they could tweet, but that would be too short, right? You want something a little longer.
Maybe there'll be a new app by then with more characters.
Yes. Okay, so now that you have watched these presentations. Please you are reporter of living in that time. And then you want to put the date, the years here, okay?
Mhm.
Have read or watched different assessing whether you believe it is 100%. What is your perception? What? Mhm. And what evidence okay, I think that they should write it, and then for homework, they should make it look like a newspaper article. And then you should start the next day like that.
Okay.
Yeah?
That sounds
So they-
great.
So they write it in class. So. And then go here. So students write. You have to write it out, okay? And then to conclude, today we, you did, we asked the question, and tomorrow we will have the opportunity to, okay? So you want a closure. If a lesson that you planned is taking too long, wherever you are, you stop 6 minutes before and you give a little synopsis of what you've done so far. So the next day you can open up and say, okay, yesterday afternoon we finished here. Today we're going to pick it up here. So you want it to be like a narrative. Okay, how do you feel about the lesson?
Confident. I feel like it's improved a lot.
Okay, so do you see why I'm like hyper focusing on one lesson?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot.
Well, because also you want every moment, you want to have continuity, right? You want it to be rich and well articulated. Okay, so now we have our standards, we have our lessons, we have our products, our assessments, but we don't have our objectives.
Mhm.
Okay, so we did things a little bit backward because I think you, like the group didn't necessarily have consensus about this section. Yeah.
Okay.
So. This is not happening. Am I right? You're not contrasting these two.
No, that's probably more of like a lesson that probably would take place beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get rid of it. Let me cut it and paste it to wanted for something else, okay? I'm just gonna stick it in here. I hate deleting stuff on people's documents because what if they want it? Okay, students will be able to discuss. How about students will be able to evaluate primary source documents to determine the role played by the Kennedy administration in the civil rights movement. Students will be able to evaluate for primary source documents. You want to list them here. To the Kennedy administration played a vital role in the civil rights movement. Boom. What do you think?
Good.
Students will be able to, what do we do with that video? Let's go see what they're doing.
Oh, I think that's when it's the thing pair share.
Yeah, but. Okay, so something like students will be able to analyze a videographed address by Kennedy, one of Kennedy's video filmed addresses. You just write it down, because if I say it, I'm going to lose it. Acceptance, an excerpt from acceptance speech to establish his public position. Look at this crazy AI. So weird. What else do they know about us? Is it what? Ah. Okay, how's that? And then number 3, are they doing this?
The executive power.
Yes, in a way, because I think in the instruction we kind of mentioned certain ways he kind of got involved.
I have a recommendation. What if you put something like this in that quick write at the end, like put a requirement that they determine whether he used enough of his power to benefit for the benefit of the movement.
Mhm.
And then it would kind of make sense to use that as an executive. Okay.
Yeah, can somebody go back there and put change the prompt to include content objective 3. That's what the note should say.
For the quick write-in discussion, or
At the last task.
yeah, quick write-in discussion.
Sorry, I've been sitting forever. Okay. Okay, so what you have here for the language objectives are just standard. So they need to be specific. Actually, the content objectives could be more specific as well. I'm going to put citing. For the first one, I'm going to put citing 3 or more aspects of the speech. Okay, because you have 3 questions, right?
Mhm.
This is not really good, but I'm just rushing. So you could, this language is too vague, but you get the general idea. You need something that you can count to see if somebody's being
Yeah.
general. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna do 2 out of these. I'm gonna, sorry, it's gonna do the thing again. Students will be able to analyze one primary, one primary source document students will be able to analyze one primary source document to um, to gather textual evidence about the Kennedy administration's role in the civil rights movement. So okay, students will be able to evaluate 4 primary source documents. Oh, I put this in the wrong place. Here you want to put the names of the documents, okay? Right here. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just give them a shorthand, or you could say C appendix or something like that. I'm just going to put C appendix. Usually you want the objective to be specific enough that it can't be done on another day.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Students will be able to evaluate 4 primary source documents to assess whether the... Okay. Now they're not just learning of, because this is too vague. So students will be able to what's happening the next day? You don't have to know, you can imagine it.
So after this lesson, 64, 65.
Okay. Because can I just say, I think this question is a bigger question than what you're tackling in this lesson, this part right here. So I think that the next day you could talk about what kinds of powers does the executive branch hold, right? So to close it out before you move on to something else, talk about the uh-oh, somebody's here. Oh, it's time. He can wait. Talk about the what the implications are for the form of government that we have. Okay, so let's not do this one. Okay. Students will be able to, instead of determine, let's say that they infer, make reasonable inferences about whether or not the president used enough. Okay. Students will be able to collaborate with others to analyze visual and written texts. This is too general. Okay, but I'm just going to push because our time is up.
Okay.
Okay, so you would need something like analyze a video and a primary source document. Citing 5, making note of 5, noting textual evidence, gathering textual evidence for 4 or more questions, something like that. That gathers the video and then the quick write. Okay. Students will be able to assess all the positions of the authors of the authors of the based on their peers' presentations. Students will be able to present. See how this is too specific, too general?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The students will be able to work in groups to present, to prepare a monologue with specific information about Kennedy's position in. Okay, this is all I have right now. You need one for the quick write. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, no, one for the end. You need for the last task. Okay. And it'll go to this. Okay, students will be able to write, right? Okay, how do you feel?
Pretty good.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's
better.
worked me. Okay, so look, we didn't do the anchor assignment piece, but can you still try one on your own and then bring it to class the next time we're going to talk? Because Adam, you missed class yesterday. Because yesterday we did a task together, Adam. All right.
Mhm.
Okay, here's what you're gonna do, because I have to go to poor what's his name? Abraham, because this is our second meeting today. Because I was like, okay, Abraham, you have to come back at 6:30. So go. All right, here's what you're gonna do. This looks pretty good. These objectives are good enough. They could be tighter. If I had more time with you, we could have done them tighter. But here's what I want you all to do. Go to window. I need my this is not what I need. Sorry, I'm looking for my for another window here. What is this? Yes. Okay. Go, Adam, I put examples up.
Huh.
Okay, so if you go to our Blackboard or Canvas, is this the wrong course? No. Under assignments, you'll see some examples. Okay, so there's a history example. I want y'all to look at that, and then if you need another meeting, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
So use this. Adam, yesterday I explained this like in extreme detail. So,
Mhm.
so use this. And then come back to me if you need another appointment, and then I'll walk you through it. It's not mandatory, okay? It should be, except for Nick, it's mandatory for you. It's not mandatory for anybody else. Okay,
Okay.
all right, good.
Okay.
Good job. I'm glad we got through it. Thanks
Yeah.
for staying late.
All right. Thank you, Professor.
All right, take it easy. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.